written and directed by Roll 1, Scene 16, Take 1. Marker. Action! Hey guys, how's it going? Happy Friday. That's right, we're recording this on a Friday. Have a feeling that Friday is going to be the day that we are sitting together recording these. You know, Friday just seems like the day. Also, it's like the one day where I have the most time to do stuff right after work. But I don't know. We'll see. You know, we'll figure out a schedule together. We'll figure it out together. But yeah, I just got home from work. Got me a coffee. Gonna go to the gym when Justin gets back, which I think he's gonna be back early today. So we might be going sooner than I thought. Or we might get a surprised guest. And that's what might happen. We'll either get a surprise guest, or I'll finish this up later. I guess we'll wait and find out. But I've had a good day. It's a pretty good day. Went by real quick, actually. It's surprisingly fast. And which is always fun. And it's always good because, you know, even if you have like a job you love, even if you hate your job, I'm like, anytime work goes by fast, it's a good day. And I'm indifferent about my job, so it doesn't matter. And but also one thing I have to point out, as I'm messing around with it and it breaks, it's not broken, but I got a new little nifty mic stand. It like swivels and moves up and down on it's on a hinge joint arm with some springs, and it's nice. Now I don't have that like clunky mic stand in the way, and it's like kind of out of the way, and it's just perfect. I needed this. I wanted this for a while, and very happy to finally have it. Just need to work on some cable control here. But I'm very happy to have this. And I'm just waiting on a new mic mount because this one is not the one that it's currently on. I ordered a separate one for this microphone specifically, but it's a little busted. So I don't know. Well, stuff's coming together. Still working on getting my room put together. It's little messy still. It's getting there, and yeah, I just gotta hang artwork and stuff. I just haven't gotten a chance. It's all bubble wrapped over there, hidden behind the door. But guess what? It's Halloween time. It's fall time. It's October. Halloween's coming up, so you better get those costumes ready. What are you guys gonna be for Halloween? I don't know, I don't know the age range of my listeners, so like if you're still into dressing up and going out on Halloween, like what are you gonna be? I think I'm gonna be Star-Lord. I'm gonna do the whole. I don't know if I'll wear the helmet. I bought a helmet. I'm a big nerd. I collect comic books, artwork, and statues and some toys and stuff like that. So I have a couple different helmets, and one of them is the Star-Lord one, and so it's up there. I don't know if I'll wear it, but I definitely have a Star-Lord jacket, just to calm your wonders. I do have a movie quality Star-Lord jacket, and I actually just ordered some fake Star-Lord blasters that I'm gonna repaint, and yeah, so I think my buddy Vin's said he's throwing a Halloween party at his house. So I'll do that. Do the whole face shave, shave out my little mustache and little chin thing and the weird triangle sideburn stuff. So I'll go full Star-Lord. I think it'll be good. It'll be real funny. I'm really looking forward to it. I normally don't put a whole lot of thought into costumes. I never I mean, yeah, I don't think I ever put too much thought. It was always like last minute. It was definitely Slash one time. I just walked around with a guitar, and I had long hair, so I was like, I'll do it. And then I was like Darth Vader one year, Obi-Wan Kenobi multiple years. Um, I was a Jimmy John's guy, delivery guy. Was it last year or the year before? Must have been 2 years. I don't think I did anything last year for Halloween. But yeah, my costumes are not very usually that thought out. Oh, the best costume ever. I'll put it up. I'll flash it up on the screen. But when I was dating my girlfriend, we were Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy, and I was Barnacle Boy, obviously. And I think that was the best costumes ever. And it was awesome. I actually put some thought and effort into those ones, and I think it turned out really cool. That's my golden standard of my costume capabilities. And I haven't tried anything like that since. So, we'll see. I mean, like, we just, like, homemade threw them together. Like, I bought, like, a compression shirt, like a red one from like, Sports Authority, and I bought, like, a Speedo, and I had, like, rubber gloves, whatever, I forget what color he wears. And I bought a baby-sized boat hat, and I had a red scarf. It was perfect. Oh man, it was so funny. I loved it. It's great costume. Shit. But yeah, this is like a fun time. Like these seasons, like, cause it's not quite winter, and it's gearing up for it, and I love the winter, and I'm just so excited. Like this is like, I mean, I don't think LA has true fall, like as opposed to like the East Coast or the, you know, the more northern states, but there's some fall happening here. At least, you know, compared to what I've grown up with in Arizona, where we don't know what fall is. We have summer and half a winter is what we get. So I never experienced fall. But I only get to experience fall in movies, in books, or on the occasion when I go to the East Coast, which isn't very often. So never is when I experience fall. Yeah, about never. Shit, man. Me and Justin have been watching, since it is Halloween time. Me and Justin have been watching a scary movie every night. We started like 2 nights in. We're a movie behind because last night we doubled up. But some of these horror movies are just fucking just shit awful. I feel like no one knows how to make a good movie. Like, when I watch a horror movie, I expect to be scared, even though they're like really cheesy and the acting is terrible. I kind of expect something. But we watched one last night called Temple, or The Temple or something, where like these 3 people go to Japan. These 3 Americans go to Japan, and they like try to find this temple that they see in a storybook. And nothing happens for about an hour and 10 minutes. The last 20 minutes is when all of the quote unquote scary things happen. Nothing scary happened at all. It was just like someone wanted to film a movie in Japan, and they're like, let's go to Japan, we'll film a movie, and it's like, it's gonna be scary, and then and the acting was terrible. But the one we watched after that, called 13 Cameras or something, that was just real creepy. Some dude installs cameras in a house he's selling and watches his tenants, and boy oh boy is it just freaky and creepy, because you know, the like it's funny how people will like make fun of other people for like covering up their cameras on their computers or their phones or whatever, but you know, I'm sure you could hack those. I'm not like I don't think it would be like that hard if you knew what you were doing. But this movie, the guy had installed his own cameras and was watching people through his own cameras, which was just insanely creepy. Like imagine renting an apartment and not knowing there were like pinhole cameras everywhere and some guy was watching you. Like that's fucking weird. I think Justin's home. I hear some weird singing and the door slam, so definitely him. But yeah, I mean that movie was creepy. I just feel like people don't know when they make horror, they're just like, this is kind of creepy, and they don't know what they're doing with it. I don't know. I've never attempted to make a horror movie or anything in that genre, so I really wouldn't know what it like takes to go about making it. I've thought about making them, but I haven't attempted, so I don't know like what's behind it or anything. So I don't really have any legs to stand on when I talk about it, since I don't know, but it like the one thing that always bothers me, and the one thing you can always count on with a horror movie, is that the acting is going to be terrible and the writing is terrible. It's just a given. So I don't know. We're going, but we're trying to watch one a day, and right now we're only one behind. If we watch one tonight, we'll be one behind. And I think we're gonna watch the original It, because I've never seen it. But and Justin's seen it, and he said he said we need to get really drunk for it. So that'll be fun. What else? There's something I want to talk about. So I've been getting up early, been doing that, been staying on the early train, but I just haven't, like, even though I've been getting up early, like, it feels good, but I just haven't been productive. Like, I have so many ideas, so many things I want to get going, writing and things. I'm like, oh, like, yeah, let's start doing writing. I can do this. I have all these ideas, and I have, like, literally have pads of paper surrounding me all the time. Like, here's one. This is a script I'm working on, and I just bring it around with me in my backpack, always to work on it. And I'm like, oh yeah, I should probably take it out and jot down some ideas when they come into my mind, and I don't even do that. So I don't know what's happening. Oh, last week we filmed. Remember I said we were filming? We filmed. We didn't film both skits like I wanted to, but we filmed one, and it went really awesome. Had a full crew. Oh, he just texted me. He asked if I was home, and I is, obviously. But we had like a big crew. Had a DP, had a sound guy, had a behind the scenes camera guy / second cam, had 2 actors, had a makeup person. I mean, the only thing we didn't have was a PA. I mean, it would have been awesome to have this, like, an extra set of hands. But, you know, it was still great to have, like, more than just me, Vin, and Justin. And we had a really good time, and it went really well. It did go a lot longer than I thought it would, but overall, I think it was great. And the one thing that I'm super excited for is that Angel, the guy who was my DP, and a new friend of mine that I met on one of the last movies. He just asked me if I was here, even though he already asked if I was home, and I said yes. Oh, idiot. The last PA job I was on, I met him there, and we just became really good friends. And he's a DP, and I think he wants to direct, but he was really excited about doing stuff like that with me because he's been wanting to do things of this sort for a while, and I think we're going to start collaborating a lot more and doing more of these and trying to get more on a consistent basis and have more people involved. And I think he's going to start a podcast or some sort of movie deal like this. We might talk, and I'm going to be a part of it, but we might talk about movies and review movies and get more in depth with movies, just kind of be a little different than this. I think just completely focus on movies and that's it, which is cool. And it'll be fun to like break apart movies and talk about them with people. Oh Jesus, he's gonna come in here. I think he's yelling at me. I don't know what's happening. But yeah, it's gonna be fun. Like things are moving along, like getting more collaborative with people, and I have another friend that wants to do more stuff. He wants to do more stuff like that too. He wants to do like more consistent work and not. I don't think he's too worried about quality, or like he doesn't have like quality control on his work. He just wants to make work, and I don't mind the consistency of pumping out content, but I would like some quality in it. And I know that his work can, or depending on what he's doing, the quality can be lacking, and I think that's just his style that he goes for. Maybe it's just because he's not putting all the effort or doesn't have enough people to assist and work with to get the quality that he would like. But I would like to stay within the realm of pretty good quality, but also have a consistent flow of content. So I think that if he wants like me to be a part of whatever he wants to do, then I think we need to both find a happy middle ground. And I think it'll be fun. It'll definitely be fun no matter what we do. I'm just collaborating with people and making more stuff and having more avenues and outlets to produce and create is exactly what I want, and it's just gonna be fun no matter what. I mean, it's friends making movies, having a fun time, and yeah, it's like I said, it's exciting. It's an exciting time for a bunch of stuff. Hey, I'm back, and I got a fucking buddy with me. Everybody, this is Justin Jones.
Hello, everyone. Hello. Thank you. No, please. That's enough. Yeah. I am.
Woo! Yeah.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you. I know. I love you. Hey, I love you too. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Honestly, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys. Thank you.
Woo! Woo! Justin! Woohoo!
Everyone, it is a pleasure to be on this show. I actually just heard about it about 5 minutes ago. So I'm
he has no idea what it's about.
I'm thrilled.
Well,
I'm gonna talk about some things today that probably have nothing to do with anything that he's ever talked about before.
Nothing I talk about on this has anything to do with anything I've ever talked about on this.
Oh, that'll fit in perfectly.
Yeah. Well, so for the few people that do listen to this, hi.
Hi.
There are, you know what's crazy is there are people that listen to this.
Really?
Yeah.
I probably won't.
But
Just this one episode, obviously.
there are people that listen to it.
Fantastic.
And I appreciate them very much. But
Die-hard fans.
For the people that have listened to all of them, they have definitely heard about you. I've talked
Oh.
about you. Yeah.
You guys have heard of... Oh, wow.
Yeah. And,
wow.
all bad things, actually.
No, I would assume so. If you said anything good about me, I'd probably have to throat punch you.
Yeah, no, they're all bad.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
And that means that they're all true.
Yeah, no, I've never not been true on here. So everything I've said about you, everything's true.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
quite the guy. You'll know. You'll understand.
You'll understand soon.
But yeah, he walked in, like I told you guys. He walked in singing,
Yeah,
and then he slammed the door, and I knew he was home.
I woke up this morning from just a fantastic night of sleep. I really think it was the scary movies that we watched last night.
I was just started talking about the scary movies.
I will say this: we watched a movie called 13 Cameras.
Yep,
okay?
I just was talking about
and
it.
he probably mentioned this, but I have never. I mean, you can go through the history of almost every single movie. I have never seen a movie as well cast as 13 Reasons. 13 cameras, 13 Reasons. I've actually never seen 13 Reasons. It is a Netflix show.
It's
But
a Netflix show.
13 cameras. I've never seen anyone more suitable for a role.
Oh, this guy was.
I mean, let me just paint a picture for you, okay?
Yeah.
You have a house that a new newlywed couple have moved into, and the landlord is this creepy guy, okay? A little older, bordering, probably hitting the 60 years old mark, but looks like he's kind of like 75. You know what I mean? He has a bit of age on him. And imagine that he probably at one point in his life probably worked out a lot, but he probably did it through some sort of steroids or something. So he's kind of got a weird thing going on.
He's got that really fit, muscular arms, shoulders, and chest, but the biggest stomach you've ever seen.
But he's got a stomach, but it's almost shaped muscularly, but it's not. And you know that the last time that he bathed was centuries ago. Or the last time that maybe it rained was the last time that he had anything remotely close to a shower, okay? Now, imagine he sets up about 13 cameras in this house, and he's just spying and watching these people and in their life. And I'm talking like in the bathroom, in the bedroom, like everywhere.
Yeah, pinhole camera. Like I was saying, like imagine if you had an apartment, like because I was saying like we're in an age where like being able to hack into cameras is probably pretty easy.
It's been happening.
And so, but like this guy, he was on his own closed circuit and put pinhole cameras all over the house. And I was like,
just little
dots
into the.
And I was like, imagine living in this apartment and there's just microscopic cameras everywhere.
Right. It's your
shower, your toilet, your bedroom.
Yeah. It's this guy, this hero that is in the story. Obviously, he's the protagonist. And imagine in your mind kind of what we've described. Imagine it like he smells kind of like sour mayonnaise a little bit too. Like that if you got anywhere near him, you'd go, "Oh shoot, that's Gerald. That's Gerald right there."
The worst. Like when we go to the gym and the worst smelling guy in there, you're just like, "Oh, we got to leave."
Yeah, he's the
worse
guy
than that.
It's like a combination of like. He doesn't use deodorant, and he probably did some drinking and drugs the night before / the entire month before. And it's kind of all sort of just coming out while you're at the gym, and you just kind of go, wait a minute, like that, like you can feel. That's the kind of smell that this guy probably has, like all the time. Even if he's like underwater, you can probably still like smell his smell coming.
Even though if you smelled in water, you would drown yourself.
If you're above, I mean that would. Yeah, unless you're Aquaman. But if you are above the water and he jumps in and you can still smell his vapors coming out of the water, like that's this guy. And he was the most perfectly cast. I mean, he had that. Do you have any glass? Give me some glass. No. Okay, well you don't. I don't
even have glasses that would fit.
He doesn't have glasses right now, but this guy had the kind of stare where he'd be looking. Yeah, here we go. Let me just emulate this really quick. There we go. Can I just break these really quick? All right. So you've got this thing going on, right? Okay, well, I don't look too creepy. I look a little creepy though.
Well, his glasses were like wire framed.
Yeah,
like,
wire framed.
It's like he made his own glasses.
Yeah, because he's kind of like a handyman that like fixes things, but like he doesn't care if like blood gets in, whatever he's fixing, and like whatever like ooze and stuff.
I have a question.
What?
Why are you dancing?
I'm trying to like feel this guy. I feel like this right here, this movement is the air around him because it has that kind of like that smell and that heat that like radiating off of him.
Yeah, I just don't understand why you're like gyrating while you're explaining this creepy guy.
I'm trying to get people in this uncomfortable space where they're kind of going, why is he doing that, But
okay.
he had this stare too where he'd be like, and he'd have a super close up. I'm going to get up next to you guys so you can see this, and he'd be looking out at all the 13 cameras, right? And he'd be sitting there and he'd be like this. He'd be like this and just
watch if you're watching the video, this is how you see it. Yeah, like so like they would be like there was like a lot of shower scenes where like people were in the shower
and then
having sex
and then he'd do like a little lip thing where he'd be like
yeah, he had very few lines.
And every time he spoke it was kind of like this. They're like, "Hey, can you come fix the toilet? Can you come before 9?" He's like, "No.
I'll come tomorrow.
Okay. You sure you can't come any sooner?
No.
Okay. 11 works for us then. Thanks.
And then they would go back to doing whatever
He'd
they
have
were
that.
doing.
He'd have that. It was
But he would
just
like
the worst. I can't fucking see.
he was like on the phone while they were talking to him. Or I mean, he was watching the computer, like the cameras as he would like talk to people on the phone too.
It wasn't. It was like it just and then he'd show up to the house real quick.
Yeah, he must have lived right there.
He must have been like a block away. But he was just. I have to say, he was the most perfectly. I mean, I've never. It's like Breaking Bad. How in Breaking Bad, all like the meth addicts in Breaking Bad, they actually went around and found people that had like done drugs, done this different, meth, and I don't know. There's different meth. There's meth. I don't know. They did meth. They're meth heads. Whatever.
There's different flavors of meth.
Yeah, cherry, apple, banana, peach, cobbler. I don't know. Sea glass, sea breeze. I guess because it's glass, right? We'll go along with that theme if you're next to the ocean.
Yeah. Wow.
I don't know what you do for inland stuff. Maybe like grime glass. I don't know.
Bong glass, just like use the old stale bongs.
That's just like the stuff you. Oh, that's unfortunate. But he was just the most perfectly
He was.
cast because in Breaking Bad they went and actually found all the people. These were like real people. I felt like he was actually
he was a real
guy.
Fucking creepy.
He
voyeur.
was this 13 cameras guy. He was this landlord that like would find somebody and the other thing is he would store a girl in his home. Or he would store.
Yeah, hey, spoiler alert! If you're gonna watch it.
Hey, so spoiler alert. My bad. I'm all caught up in like the ooze and the gyrations right now.
Yeah.
But anyhow, spoiler alert. If you don't want to hear this, then don't. But it doesn't matter because the movie was But he was the one who made the movie because he was the one who was.
Well, I was saying
perfectly.
Like, I was saying that since it's Halloween month.
Yes.
We decided to watch a movie every single night.
Yeah.
We're one behind right now.
We're one behind, which is fine because we can catch up.
We caught
on
up
that
yesterday.
easily. We caught up yesterday. We're watching 2 movies. By the way, The Temple. Don't watch it.
Oh yeah.
No, don't. If you're like,
if you're into movie,
maybe I'll watch it and see if it's really good or something. And it'll, maybe it'll be, like I can drink. It'll be funny.
No, it's not even funny.
Don't. There's only one good line.
Oh yeah. Mucho arigato.
Yeah. Mucho arigato. That's the only good line. That's the only good takeaway from that entire film. Other than that,
if you like movies that last an hour and a half and the scary stuff only happens for the last 20 minutes,
and it's not even scary,
then this is the movie for you.
Yeah.
You can watch Victoria.
If you really don't like anything that has to do with film, watch that. Watch that, but make sure you skip over the one good line from the film, which is mucho arigato.
Yeah.
Do that.
I laughed for like a solid few minutes.
Oh, there was a moment last night. I have to tell the people of what it because just so you know, if you don't already, we're roommates now.
Oh, they know.
So you know.
Yeah, they know.
Okay. So
they know. They know all about you.
Basically, the dynamic is I walk around essentially naked all the time, and he's just loud as fuck. and making weird
Here I am. Hey guys. Hey.
stuff like that all the time, which I join in, but he does it a lot. So last night, he decided that he wanted to start fake laughing, probably because we'd been watching Curb Your Enthusiasm. We watched Larry David laugh.
Well, that's exactly.
And Larry David sitting there going like this. Like Skeletor. Like he's made of a skeleton.
But I was just.
Is that-
Did I just start laughing, or
So you started laughing, but then you
was
started
I
like,
doing the British voice, or was
you
that
were
the
doing
other night?
you were doing some honestly, I don't know what you were doing.
I think I just started.
because I was trying to finish cooking my steak.
I think I found I found a funny laugh that sounded funny to me, so I just started to keep going and going, and I was like, let's see how long I can do this, and then eventually
he was. I think he was trying to compete for my attention with my food, which I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna let you know now. The food always wins.
That's definitely not what was happening.
The food always wins. He's sitting there.
I don't need your attention.
He was sitting there on the couch going, "Oh God, I need Justin's attention, but he's giving it all to the food."
No, I can guarantee you, I'll never seek your attention.
I want his attention.
And
so he sat there and just started ha 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 ha, just nonstop. And I mean, it's a steak. It's a thick steak that I had. It's a 2-pound steak that I was trying to cook, which I'll probably finish tonight. It's delicious.
Hey, dude, good for you.
I am gonna do it. And he just kept going, and then there's a certain point where Harrison has a really true laugh.
Oh, I know how I started.
His voice comes out in it. So I was sitting here listening to this ridiculous laugh, and all of a sudden it would his actual laugh kept coming out. I'm sitting there going, I'm not doing a damn thing. I'm not even in the room. I'm not even in the room looking at him. And he's making himself laugh beyond. I mean, you haven't laughed like that since you were a little girl.
No. Yeah, probably when I was a 3-year-old girl. Yeah.
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 Yeah. Back when Harrison was a little old lady.
I was born a little old lady.
That's right. He was born a little old lady. I was born at the age of 40.
Yeah. Well, don't you have like a weird form of Benjamin Butts? Benji Butts?
Yeah, I have a great ass.
Not what I meant.
What'd you mean?
You just kind of look a little old and sickly.
Yeah. No, I do.
Yeah, you're
It's
like
amazing.
reverse aging or something.
Yeah. It's cool because when I get older, I'm just going to be, I'm basically going to be Brad Pitt. That's my.
You wish.
Yeah, I do wish.
I know, that's what I
Yeah.
said, you wish.
I think most people are like, yeah, I wouldn't mind looking like Brad Pitt.
Yeah, it doesn't mean you're going to be him.
Watch me. But really, yeah, it is October. You guys should definitely be just jumping on the scary movie train. And you know what? Try some movies you haven't seen. I mean, there's some obvious ones that we're gonna have to jump into.
Yeah.
Because you have to see them.
I said I wanted to watch the original It, and you told me that we can't
Yes.
watch it.
No. You have to. So here's the thing about the original It. It's an absolute must. You have to watch the original It all in one sitting, but you have to drink heavily. Like grab the liquor and just drink. Because if you're going to sit there and watch it sober, it's like because it originally was basically a series that they put together into a movie.
Oh, I didn't
So
know
that's
that.
why it's so long. Now, the only really redeeming quality of it is Curry.
Steph Curry?
No, Steph Curry. not my homie. Actually, I'm not. This is not Steph Curry. That's Steph Curry. That's how he shoots.
Is it Curry?
Yeah, it's definitely Curry.
Hold on, the movie's
like
right. It's right there. I don't. The name's not on it. If you want to grab
Where are you pointing?
second column, but the DV. Fuck, what's his name?
Oh, Rush. That's a good movie. I see that one there. The Master. I'll have another. Thank you.
I haven't seen it yet. It's actually Steven's movie. Wouldn't it be funny if his name was Stephen Curry?
I think it is like Steve Curry.
But he this is the guy who was in Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Right. am I blanking?
Isn't his name not on it?
Hold on. Here we go.
Here we go. Boom, boom.
Tim Curry.
Tim Curry. Said it first. Tim Curry.
Did you
We
say
were
it
close.
first? Definitely.
We were close.
So basically the main
Hey, that's creepy though.
the main redeeming quality of it, the original It, is Tim Curry. He's fantastic. Hiya, Georgie. Like he does the whole voice and everything.
So he's from the Bronx.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, this is a town I believe in Rhode Island or something like that.
Well, they all take place in Maine. That's Stephen King's thing.
Okay, yeah. Then it's Maine, and Tim Curry is just this. Hiya, Georgie, this guy from the Bronx. Hi. Like he has his whole thing. He's fantastic. I will say that he's great. I'm not scared of clowns, but there's a moments where you're going, yeah, that's a bit weird.
You know, I'm always freaked out by clowns because there's something unsettling about clowns. But watching a movie about clowns isn't very frightening until you watch the It that was made a year or so ago.
The new one.
That one was just.
They did a fantastic job.
What
I
was his
loved
name?
it.
Is it Peter? Bill Skarsgård.
Yeah, Bill Skarsgård.
He
It's just a slobber fest. It was great.
Job.
It was wonderful. But the kids in that movie had a great dynamic. They really just well cast. They just had
Not
really,
like the kid in Victoria.
I peed my pants.
Oh yeah.
I promise I won't pee the bed again.
I don't know how to. I don't know.
He was in Spanish. I'm
yeah.
trying to think of Spanish right now. I had nothing, so I just doing the face.
Yeah, he was cross-eyed.
He had a little bit of a thing, but he had glasses that magnified it, so it was kind of fun.
Yeah.
Victoria, not. If you can't make it through Victoria, don't even watch scary movies because obviously you don't know what you're doing.
I picked that movie because I read a BuzzFeed article, which I normally never do, but I just saw it. It was like something about horror movies, and it said that 90% of people turn this movie off halfway through, or 90% of people can't make it through this movie.
Right.
And I was like, oh, let's watch it. That sounds
Right. Let's start this
if
thing
that's
off with
the
a bang.
statistic,
Yeah.
then let's do it.
Yeah. We're not like
We're
he
not
said that-
pussies
he said
by
that-
all
He said
means.
that, and we're just like, you know what? No. We're not pussies. We're doing it live. Okay? We're doing it live.
Fuck it. We're doing it live.
Exactly. So that was an interesting movie. It's worth. It's worth.
It was
a see.
okay. It was
had
pretty
It had
okay.
some very strange moments. Some very I'm pretty sure the actress that played the 15-year-old or whatever is going to be scarred for life. But
Yeah, there was
for reasons that weren't really necessarily scary. It was
yeah,
unsettling, but
it
it
was
was just kind of it's just very uncomfortable. It was
Yeah.
very uncomfortable.
It was. You know what I will say about it. It was a good attempt at a movie.
Yeah, it
the
felt
guy.
like
If the guy wants to get into horror films, then he should keep going.
yeah, keep going. Absolutely. Basically, my thought behind it was this: as far as a low budget kind of first director type of film,
If it is, we don't know.
if it is, which I think it is, it might be. I don't know.
Oh, I'm gonna look
Anyhow,
it up.
I just feel like thank you. I feel like that they did a really good job for what they had. That's the kind of feeling that I had for it. What is this?
It's a vanilla latte with coconut milk.
Oh, things I don't need is this, but I'm gonna drink it anyways.
Yeah. Hey, that's mine, by the way.
That's ours now. Bless you. So, Tim Curry is the redeeming quality of that movie. The rest of it is the most soap opera melodramatic movie.
So was it a series of movies or was it a TV
It was
series?
I'm pretty sure on this. If I'm wrong, please write to us. Whatever.
Here, just give me the
Let
box.
us know. Well, trying to boost your audience participation.
Well, they can do it too.
But I'll get the box as well.
I'm just curious. I don't, if someone decides to not write,
We should do these live, and then people can comment in real time.
Yeah.
It can be anything.
Well, look at the bottom. It usually shows you the runtime.
Well, no. Okay, so the runtime on this one, 187 minutes.
187 minutes. That's
187 minutes.
That's almost 3 hours.
Almost 3 hours, and they broke it up.
Oh, it's over 3 hours.
Yeah. Basically, I mean, yeah,
So it's either 3 movies or it was like a TV series.
I'm pretty sure that it was like one of those like it was like TV movies where they broke it up into like 3 parts.
Oh, cool. They also have featured length audio commentary. So
There's not enough alcohol in the world for that. Okay.
dude, you know what we have to do is get drunk, you, me, and Steven, or you and Steven and like the cast of your movie that you did, and then you guys have to do a drunk commentary. Genius.
All right. Listen up, everyone. So the film that I did was called Fear and Desire.
Oh, he's already making his plugs. We're not even done.
Well, I'm pretty sure it's going to be the best commentary ever if we all get smashed and comment through the film. Oh my God, that's
It's a
phenomenal idea.
It's a 2-part movie, by the way.
Okay, it's a 2-part movie. There you go. So they did a 2-part movie.
Basically, what they're doing with the new one, it's
Okay, yes, it's a 2-part movie. I think that they
must have serialized it.
Something. Yeah.
Because so the new one, the one that they're doing now with Bill Skarsgård is that they did the one that they just did,
kids, and then when the
now
kids
they're doing
grow
the
up.
adults,
Right.
And I think that's what they must have done. That
the 2-part of it. Which
Yeah.
is the 2-part of it is that.
So that must be what they did with that one, and so they're both like an hour, almost 2 hours.
Yes, exactly.
Great.
So, the rest of the movie though is just this melodramatic soap opera. I mean, it's painstaking to watch it, and you're just sitting there going, "Somebody help me, please, somebody help me."
Oh no! Keep talking. Camera turned off.
Oh, we have a technical issue. She keeps Moe Shanto, little pretty cabinet. Anyhow, welcome back. The film is redeemed by Tim Curry. The rest of it's very soap opera, but really the only way to get through the entire thing and basically get through all the parts that are not Tim Curry, and even to get through the parts that are all the horrible CGI and whatnot that it's in the film, you have to just consume alcohol.
Jeez, this is gonna be.
It's gonna be fantastic.
terrible.
And the thing is, what's great is that other night or last night when Harrison decided that he wanted to go on a laughing fit, that was sober. Okay, that was. He was actually in the process of putting really good, nutritious food into his body, so he was at top notch.
Yeah, I might have finished eating by then.
However,
oh, dude, that so the guy
the next film that when we watch it and you drink heavily, probably rum, because that's what he drinks. You're gonna be on a whole other level.
Yeah, definitely. So the director who did Veronica, he's got
Veronica.
he's directed 17 movies. Some of them are shorts, but he's got 17 director credits, and most of them are horror movies. So
Okay, well, I can see kind of where he gets his stuff.
Victoria is his most recent. He just did a short, and then he's got a new. I'm guessing it's a horror film coming out next year.
Okay, which I'm sure that he probably will get a little bit of a bigger budget for, as well as notoriety because of Victoria and how BuzzFeed did his whole thing on it.
I think he, as a director, he did a great job. But
Yeah,
I think
not bad.
I think the writing. I don't know if he wrote it. I don't
Writing.
remember, but I think the writing and like
writing.
I was saying earlier, like the problem with a lot of horror movies is the writing and the dialogue are just not very good.
Exactly. Also, I speak a little bit of Spanish. I'm conversational at best, but I don't know if you speak any Spanish at all. But it's really hard to watch a movie like that, read the subtitles, and feel the emotion at the right moments.
Yeah.
So that also didn't quite translate. And top of which, they probably could have used a couple of better actors, but that's fine.
Well, they were all children actors,
Yeah.
child actors.
Yeah. Which, I mean, the kid that peed his bed, he was the best of them all. For
got
sure.
all them child actors.
Yeah,
boy.
the kid that was he was the best of them all. But like that, he was just they're kind of just like, just hang out here, and he's like, oh, okay, and then it worked out. what do I do now?
I hear now. What do I do?
What do I do? Okay, I'll probably grow up to kill people, especially because of all the crap that happened in that movie. He was like grabbed by a monster at one point.
He was.
Yeah, it's cool.
So
So what is what's on the agenda for today?
today.
Yeah, what are we talking about? Because I just sort of jumped in here. We're just sort of discussing some stuff.
Justin didn't even know I did this.
No. This guy's just sitting over here in his room, just podcast. I'm not telling anyone.
Well, some people know. I don't. You know, the reason why a lot of people don't know about it, and that the people that listen to it have just found it, is because I wasn't really sure what I was gonna do with it. You know, I don't really know what I'm doing here. I'm just sort of talking into a microphone.
Yeah.
And but I talk about all sorts of stuff. My buddy Ray, who was on, he's
can't believe he was the first fucking guest. Hey Ray, I don't know who you are. You're probably a really, really nice guy. As a matter of fact, Harrison told me you're a nice guy.
He's
but
the
hey,
nicest.
Fuck you for being the first guy on here. Should have been me.
You know, you just hurt his feelings, and he's not even here. He probably is not even listening to
My
this.
feelings are hurt.
Ray, if you're listening to this, I'm
Ray,
sorry.
honestly, Ray, I bet you're a really kind guy, but in this one moment, fuck you.
Well, so when he was on, we talked about I had some things that we were going to talk about, and then we just started talking about film and stuff because he's a director. He does documentaries. He's an actor.
Oh, that's awesome.
So,
man.
yeah.
Well, hey, Ray, I'd love to see some of your work. Maybe
Yeah.
Harrison will talk about you sometime, so I can actually, see your stuff.
Right. No, so I don't know. I mean, you know,
I honestly would like to see some of your stuff. Because that would be.
sure.
Lately, I've been getting into documentaries a little bit more.
Yeah,
and
he's
stuff
working
like
on some
that.
great documentaries.
That's cool.
Yeah,
they're not. These documentaries are really hard to do.
Yeah. Well, he's doing. Yeah, the stuff he's doing is great too, and he actually his business. He has his own business, and it just took off. He's getting a lot of work. He actually hired interns to help him, so he's
That's fantastic.
yeah. So I'll show you some of his stuff later.
Yeah, great. Congratulations, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, but
hopefully I can meet you soon.
But we can whatever's on your mind. I didn't plan on having you on, so I didn't really come up with stuff.
Well,
But,
I can kind of start with what got me up today. I woke up, my alarm went off today, and I went to bed. I just had a really great sleep last night.
Cool.
Which is nice because I was the last couple nights I've been trying to go to bed a little bit
Yeah.
earlier.
Well, actually, it's been really nice, going to the gym, right about within the if we go within the next hour, I would like to, we'll probably wrap up soon and go, but going at 4:30 about that time and getting back before 6:30 has been super nice and gives us the whole night.
I think we've yesterday we waited for
we waited for the cable.
We waited
machine.
for one
That's it.
machine, and that wasn't even yesterday. That was Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
we
Wednesday.
we found such a sweet spot in time where there's people are getting off of work,
Right.
and by the time we leave,
They're
people
starting
are
to show
showing up.
Yeah. Tonight, though, here's what woke me up. I woke up and I went,
Just like that.
"It's time to lift." And I've been thinking about it all day.
God, you know what? I did not think about the gym once today.
It's just been on my. I'm back in my gym flow, and it feels good. And it feels really good. My energy is peaked up a little bit more. I'm able to kind of, I'm like, hey, I want to get to bed at a reasonable time for work and everything. I have to get up at 6:30, whatever. But
Not for me.
it feels like I'm starting to get that just natural energy.
I was-
Granted, I did have some coffee today.
Yeah. I was in bed by 11:30,
Yeah,
but I stayed up till probably after midnight.
right. Which is after midnight.
Yeah. I
Okay,
probably
well,
stayed
that's
up
not-
till 12:30
That's not
at
hor-
least.
That's not horrible. What did you get up? 8 o'clock.
No, I got up at 7:40.
Perfect.
That's my new
actually-
time. That's
you
my
know
new
what?
time.
Yeah,
7:40.
7:45.
7:45.
That's a great time.
And then sometimes I don't have to leave till 9:45, so I'll
You have your morning. You
I have
can
my
cook
morning.
breakfast if you want to.
Yeah.
You can have a nice cup of coffee.
I
whatever
read,
you
I
yeah.
do all sort. I try to do some writing. I've been a little lazy on that, but as the people out there know, but as I'm getting used to these mornings, it's been helping waking up early.
We are gonna start jumping onto writing and getting some stuff
Yeah.
going here because
So one of the things,
yeah.
Justin is a great actor.
Oh,
Not
thank
the
you.
best, but he's great.
Thank you.
Just kidding.
Thank you.
Justin's a great actor. He's done a lot of work
Thank you.
with me. We've done a lot of work with
Yeah.
each other. I was telling them, and I told them last week too, that we filmed a little skit
Yeah.
last week.
Yeah.
And since we're roommates now, we've always collaborated, but now that we're actually living in close quarters, it's just so much easier to come up with ideas and work on things.
Right. Because we'll be in the kitchen and we'll be watching a really really shitty scary movie called The Temple. And we'll sit
Come
there.
up with a better
We'll
idea.
sit there and we'll go, oh, Wonder what that demon's voice that obviously is going to be coming out soon because they keep hinting towards it. And obviously, the child is not there and it's already dead. Hey, spoiler alert! Doesn't matter. You're not going to watch the movie.
And if you decide to, you shouldn't. You fucked up.
Here's the thing: if you right now, after hearing this podcast and listening to us talk about the temple, and you go and decide, you know what, I'm going to go watch this movie and really see for myself and make my own decision. Hey,
we warned you.
Hey, don't do it. Instead, drink Drano because you don't want to see the movie. It's shit. Unless you just go to the one part that says muchas arigato.
Yeah, exactly. I have a question for you.
Answer.
So as an actor,
Yes.
what like inspires you to like get to where you want to go? Like
What do you mean get to where I want to go?
like so like what's your like
What
all kidding
what are my goals?
all kidding aside, like what are your goals?
Okay. Yeah. I mean I have a lot, and they sometimes will morph depending on how I'm feeling a little bit. I
Right.
mean I have always wanted to at the very least be nominated, but I would I want to win an Oscar.
Mhm.
I want to be able to be a part of a film that has that impact and be able to have myself have that impact on a film for people to say, you know what, that's this year you've reached best actor. I mean,
Mhm.
I don't think really there's anything that can kind of, I mean, you can argue, of course, that, you know, Hollywood has its the Oscars, blah blah blah. I don't think really there's anything that you can top as an actor of being able to win an Oscar. I want to be the best at what I do.
Yeah.
And I try to do that with most of the things in my life that at least hold some weight.
So
which-
would you say that's like
That
as
is- that
as
is
as Justin Jones the actor, that is like the one. Like,
I want.
if you
I
had
want
if
to be,
someone's
I
like,
want
what's
to
your
be
one
on-
goal?
Is to win an Oscar. I want to
Okay.
be on that list of people that have won an Oscar. I want to be a part of that, and I want, you know, I want to be a part of. I'm hoping that it would be something for a film that really that really hits people. You know, not just it's not just. Oh, he's playing the historical fictional character, which of course now is probably going to be the one that gets me a fucking Oscar.
Usually,
But
you could play.
you know, just for like, okay, well, he played Abe Lincoln and he's a really good actor. You know, it's not just that. I mean, no offense to
Daniel Day-Lewis.
Daniel Day-Lewis. Daniel,
DDL.
you're phenomenal. There's no doubting that. But you won an Oscar for playing a historical character, president. I mean, it's kind of like, oh, yeah, he's going to be nominated, if not win. Kind of obvious. I'd like it to be a movie that almost doesn't really fit the standard. Like, oh, this is the Oscar movie. This is the something that.
So you're telling me you want to be the Meryl Streep of your category?
Oh yeah, yeah. I had a chance to meet Meryl Streep for a brief moment, and I asked her. I said, "Can I get you a water or anything?" And she said, "No." And I said, "Okay, well, wonderful. Have a wonderful day." But she was so sweet, so sweet. Where I do work, I get to meet a lot of really influential people.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Which is amazing.
And I have to hear about him all the time.
Yeah, yeah. Like for example, hopefully you are watching this. The one person that has actually given me that, what is it when you meet a celebrity type of thing and you're starstruck.
Starstruck. Yeah,
The one moment where I had that kind of that feeling of starstruck, and I had to get past it pretty quick.
Is this when you were playing golf with him?
No,
Okay.
no. This was
Different guy.
This was at the montage where I work.
Okay. Do you want that in there?
Not really.
Okay. I'll
The
take
place,
it out.
the place that I work. It doesn't matter. I got to meet Andy Serkis and talk with him a little bit. If you're watching, I'm a huge fan.
I can guarantee
know.
you he's not.
You never know. You never know. We'll tag you in this, man. I just think that, and he's been in the acting game for a while, but then he came into what is obviously his niche and what he's been able to create into something that's much bigger than I think a lot of people thought it was going to be, was being able to do the voiceovers and the CGI.
The mocap.
Yeah, the mocap. All of that. He is, I mean, talking with, Gollum, Lord of the Rings type of thing.
Now he plays every ape in every ape movie.
But there's a reason, because he's able to do so much with it.
Well,
and
I
it's
feel
just
like not
incredible.
only is he a great actor, but he's also a
Yeah.
great physical performer too.
Incredibly physical. I mean, when he's talking about in interviews and stuff about talking with Planet of the Apes and playing Caesar, he really went into studying details in the physicality of chimps because he's doing the actual motion capture stuff of the chimps, and it's
A chimpanzee.
a chimpanzee. It's incredible. I mean, it really hit something with me because in terms of like acting, I know how to control my body, and I like to be very physical in performance and stuff. I think it's a really big part of character, but he's able to do that behind a mask in a way, because of it's motion capture. So it kind of captures an emotion, but it's behind a whole different face, and he still brings just such. I mean, I still think that Smeagol is one of the best characters ever. This dual personality thing that is just. Yeah, I think it's
especially. I love that part when he actually speaks to.
Oh yeah, it's amazing.
So okay, so if that is your ultimate goal,
So sweet.
if the Oscar is your ultimate goal, like what sort of things like drive you to get there? What like.
It is people like Andy Serkis being able to, and I do watch a lot of interviews of people and stuff after film and whatnot. That if I really like a character, and then I can kind of dive deeper into it and see kind of what their process is to getting to that point, what they do to understand or stay in the mind of the character type of thing, and seeing that kind of stuff continues to inspire me. Or if I see an actor. I'll give you an example. If I see an actor like Tom Cruise, okay, think what you will about, but I mean, he is a great actor. I don't think anybody can really deny that he's a great actor. But his commitment to his roles in his movies are amazing. I mean, granted, yes, he has the resources to be able to do these things at this point, but he's also built up his career to be able to do those things. So there's that balance. I mean, if you look at something like Mission Impossible, the newest one, what's it called? Mission Impossible Fallout. Every stunt. He did every single stunt. I mean, yes, he broke his ankle in the process, which was a gnarly thing to see. But he did every single stunt in that film. And that kind of physicality, like what I was talking before, is like that's like to the max. That's incredible. Being able to train to fly a helicopter just for one sequence of the film, but as an audience being able to know that, oh my God, he is legitimately Ethan Hunt flying that helicopter. Being chased by Henry Cavill, Superman, no longer Superman.
As a performer, do you think that's important? That like Tom Cruise is the one that flew the helicopter, or do you think that's just like just like a lot of like golden, like that's like the sprinkle on top?
I think that's an incredible sprinkle on top. I don't think that you really need to be able to fly the helicopter. I don't think that you really need to, if you're Superman, fly like it. Film still is make-believe. Film still is that idea of, what? I'm in my life. I'm going to escape and watch something else. That's the whole purpose. His whole thing about film is entertaining the crowd. How can I best entertain the crowd? Oh, I'm going to hang off the side of a plane. Oh, I'm going to rappel down a cliff. There we go. I'm going to fly and learn how to fly helicopter. I'm going to drive through the streets of in Europe on a motorcycle, missing cars by inches because I want to entertain the audience. I want them to know that this is really being done, and I think I think it's amazing. I think it's amazing. That's why I personally want to be able to do my own stunts. I want to, I want to do as much as I possibly can. Training to do a halo jump. For an air sequence, which was amazing. And I've seen other films with halo, like halo jumps or parachutes, stuff like that. They don't compare to that scene. That scene was great. It was just.
I've done a halo jump.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah? In what? On Xbox?
Yeah, I was Master Chief and I jumped.
Cortana.
Yeah. So
Exactly.
okay, what like
Yeah.
what is like one like if you could have the ultimate role? Like, what is like one thing?
James Bond.
Hands down.
I would.
What is your dream role? Like, I mean, yeah.
I mean,
you're early on in your career, but like,
I really do. I would love to play James Bond. I just think he's always been just the coolest character to me. Just, I don't know. But realistically, I'm not British, so a lot of the time they don't really cast not British people.
That's true.
Well,
you can jump into the Jason Bourne movies then.
Yeah, like
if they keep those alive.
I do like physicality. I like action. I like being able to do that stuff. But I like how the reason that good action movies will take to sequels or they'll continue or people really get invested in that stuff is because the character itself is really good. It's not just this is a phenomenal action sequence. It's action sequence, but with an actual character in it. And that's why I think stuff like Ethan Hunt, he always has a bit of comedy in his roles. And for Tom Cruise and those kinds of roles, he has a little bit of comedy, but there's a real, you jump on board. You know that this guy is going to do whatever it takes to save people. But it's not just so he just does a very good job of portraying that. James Bond is one of those characters that people can jump on with and get into. Every dude wants to be James Bond, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just kind of like, hey, you want to be James Bond? Fuck yeah. You drive the coolest cars, you eat the coolest girls, all the gadgets, you can just pull off the coolest thing and then sit there and you drive a guy off a cliff and you jump onto this bell that saves you and you sit there and you go, saved by the bell. And it's like so cool. But there's a character behind it.
Right.
And that's or a certain something that people can just grab onto and really kind of get into the mood with or whatever. But I would love to have that kind of a thing. I'd love to be a Jason Bourne. I'd love to be an Ethan Hunt or have a role like that or some sort of iconic role that's just passed down, like everyone has to see Rocky. If you haven't seen Rocky, you got to go see Rocky. You got to see the series because it's amazing. I mean, that's Sylvester Stallone. That's earlier in his career. I
reluctantly see those.
Earlier in his career, you can say what you will about his acting performances. Although the most recent Rocky was one of his best performances ever, I thought.
Creed or the last?
Creed, yeah, Creed. Excuse me, Creed. He was fantastic. He did a really good job. I was actually blown away by his performance, which is why I'm excited for Creed too. Also, Michael B. Jordan, awesome dude, super cool. But I would love to have a role that it's kind of passed down.
Yeah.
Throughout,
like the torch is being given to you now.
Right. It's kind of like,
cool.
every dad tells his son, "All right, son, we're gonna watch a movie tonight." Hey, what's the movie? Die Hard. Oh. And then it becomes, you have to always watch Die Hard. If it's on, you gotta fucking watch it. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker,
Yeah, the camera ran out of space.
Oh, is it?
Huh? The camera, yeah, but the audio's still
okay.
going.
We still got some audio. Anyhow, I would love to have one of those iconic roles, but I, as every actor would say, I don't want to be necessarily pinched into just one character.
Right, and this is the conversation we had last week, where I was asking you if you would be okay with if you got cast as Ethan Hunt,
right? If I got cast as, let's say I got cast as James Bond.
And then you were forever known.
And then everyone knew me as James Bond. I wouldn't have a problem with that as long as I was able to still be in other films like Daniel Craig, because I like the craft of acting. It doesn't always come down to, I have to be known for all these different. If people know me as James Bond, or if I'm able to be that kind of household name or be that kind of character for people, that they see me as that character, that's amazing, and I've done my job to perfection. Then. That's how I see that. Right. But I still want to, I still want to be able to do other roles.
Right.
Doesn't necessarily mean that I'm stuck in one role. I'm still able to do other stuff. I think that's fine. I mean, it's just that one role I was able to perfect because people see me as that role. Like Sean Connery, people see Sean Connery as James Bond, but he's also done a whole bunch of other great movies.
Yeah, that's true.
So Henry Cavill. Everyone sees Henry Cavill as Superman.
Not anymore.
Well, not anymore, but they still will.
Yeah.
Everyone still is like, "Oh, that's Superman."
Right.
No, Henry Cavill is Superman.
Well, it's like Chris Evans. You know, he was in a
Chris
bunch
Evans
of stuff, and then now
Chris
he's
Evans was in a bunch
Captain
of stuff, but
America.
he's Captain
Now
America.
he's not.
Now he's hung up his shield, but still.
Well, he's done. They
Yeah.
finished up his character
Yeah,
for
hung up his
whatever
shield.
reason. This better be a fucking good ending, by the way.
Avengers.
Kevin Feige.
Yeah.
If you're definitely not listening to this, you should.
Kevin Feige's listening for sure.
Okay. Hi, Kevin.
What's up, Kevin? How you doing? No, but I mean, if I'm an actor,
Shout out to Kevin.
big shout out to Kevin. If I'm an actor and I am able to be a character to people, if I am that character, that means that I have done, in my opinion, I've done the ultimate job.
Right.
I've been.
No, that makes sense.
You know, I've done it. I did it. I was that character. But if I'm seen as that, but still able to do other things, that would be amazing. I'd love that.
So, would you do you prefer like work like a certain like being in a certain acting in a certain genre? Like if you had your choice.
No,
like,
I
would
mean
you,
I
like,
would
because I haven't really seen you in much other than like
I like
action thriller type stuff, like dramatic stuff. Like the
Yeah.
stuff that we've made together has usually been on the dramatic side. Even though this one had like a slight comedy, the one we shot last week had a slight comedy aspect.
I mean, I love comedy. I love comedy. I'm pretty sure you know I love goofing around. I like being that kind of guy. And I would
Just
love
the type of
I'd love
girl
to,
I am.
Exactly. I'd love to do. I'd love to do comedy. I think that would be great. I think. But I think that in comedy, the way that it is successful is if it's serious.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course. But I mean, like, do you grab like when you like if you pick if someone gave you if you had like 3 scripts in front of you, one was dramatic,
Okay.
one was comedy, and the other one was I don't know, a horror or like something else. Just they're all
Okay.
3 different, completely different genres. And like, what would you gravitate one more towards the other?
I'd have to look at the.
If they were all like really A+ scripts,
scripts, and all the characters are A+.
Say everything was A+ across the board. Everyone was going to give you a huge sum of money for it all.
Yeah.
Everything was equal across the board. And would you gravitate towards one more? Oh fuck, gravitate.
Hey, maybe you shouldn't put your toes on all the chords.
Yeah.
He just knocked over a huge thing. It's fine. We're good.
It's just the mixer.
Just the mixer.
Would you gravitate towards one more than the other? Not saying that any of these are your dream roles.
Right.
They're just another thing to do. Everything's all equal across all. They check all your boxes.
It's kind of a mix of genres.
Yeah.
I think I'd probably lean towards something a little bit more suspense thriller.
Okay.
I think those types of films can really a character in those types of films can be probably the most juicy. I mean that even branches suspense thriller even branches into something like a mob role or like
right. So like a character that brings the audience through twists and turns type of thing.
Twists and turns. I want to have because I know in a comedy the reaction that you get is laughter. Yeah, my phone's gone off. It's fine. Is laughter.
Mm-hmm.
This is more important than anything else right now, Harrison. This is your podcast.
Oh my God! Thank you.
I don't know who just said thank you. That was a weird person that just came in.
Hello. Hello.
Occupado.
Oh, sorry. We'll come back later.
I mean, I love comedy. I love making people laugh. I try to do it on a daily basis because I think it brings joy into the world. Yeah. And I think that the more people that are laughing and smiling, the better everything is going to be. But I also think that the most meaty roles are the ones in those suspense thrillers, the ones that make people go, "Oh my God, he, right." Know.
So a character like Brad.
Yeah, I do like Brad as a character. That's a fun one. That's in the film I just did, Fear and Desire. That's a very complex role, and I like that. It's not so straightforward. There's a lot of hidden stuff in that. And I think that is a really I got very lucky with kind of my first lead in a feature.
Yeah. And I'm really excited with where it could possibly go.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I really hope that it catches on and that people get to see it. A lot of the people that have worked on it or been able to jump on board with the type of thing, so far the reaction is that they believe in the project.
Right.
And that's awesome. I love that. And I hopefully, we can continue things and people, that it resonates with people, that they like it, that they see that really it is something that I don't think it's been done before, which is neat.
No, I think
It
that
has a lot of originality.
the type of genre has been experimented with, but I think the type of film that you guys wound up making is unlike anything I have ever seen.
Yeah, and I think it's because of its in a way because of its purity.
Yeah.
And the way I mean that is it is a found footage style film. However, in a found footage film, and pretty much everyone that I've seen, it's still edited and cut through scenes. And every scene that we did for this film was a full scene. There's no cuts in between. There's no nothing. It's
all
like
done
a
from one
like a
camera.
Yeah, like a play. It's all the way through, which I think is about as pure as you can get for a. I mean, really, it's not as much of a found footage as more of a found camera. It's like somebody picked up a camera and went play. That's what it is. But we were able to create the story through that and create the twists and create the characters. And
you guys did a fantastic job with it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think it was.
I think
it's a bit different, and I don't know if everybody will jump onto it in a way of like, people might find parts missing, or they might not get the whole picture. But
no, it's definitely it's a definite niche audience.
Yeah. But the thing about that is, it's kind of meant to do that. It's not meant to answer questions necessarily.
No.
And there's
But
a lot.
I think the thing,
there's
a lot of people
questions after, which is fun for me because people come up to me and they say, "Well, is this or here's my theory," or and that right there.
But I think that's the thing. A lot of people love, like, when they watch a movie, they don't want to be unfulfilled. They want everything to be like, I want to know everything that happens with this character within this time. Unless there's a sequel, we definitely know about a sequel.
Right.
I think people don't like to be left hanging.
Right. And we do that.
Yeah.
And I love that because
because
I've done,
makes you want more. Like the that's what one thing I love about like the Inception or like Shutter Island is like when it ends, you're like, was he on the island? Was he imagining it all? Was the top still spinning?
Right. I mean that end scene. It's always fun when you go to the theater and you actually have audience reactions all together, where everyone at the same time goes yes. And there's two that pop into my mind immediately with that. One is Inception. At the very end of the film, he spins the dreidel and then it flickers a little bit, and then it's at the end of the movie and no one knows, and everyone in the theater when I saw that went or like that. They had that reaction. The other reaction, which is kind of funny, I don't know why this is the one, but first Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
Aragorn cuts the head off of the orc. The big old savage orc.
Yeah.
Right at the end, cuts the head off. Everyone in the theater, everyone, including myself, just started cheering. It was ridiculous. I mean, everyone was just sitting there, because I don't know. It's just like everyone. I love that in the theater. I love that kind of community in the theater that people have. That's so much fun to me.
Yeah, or like my favorite one of the I've had a similar moment like that, but it wasn't like during the movie. It was when Force Awakens came out, and it was like opening weekend. Yeah, and then you're like, opening weekend, and you go in to that like 11 o'clock showing, right? And you see a long time ago in a galaxy far away.
Everyone just loses their shit,
and everyone's like, ah!
Yeah, everyone freaks out. Yeah,
yeah. That like I don't remember experiencing that in a movie, and like for me that was like the first time,
because you had the same exact feeling inside.
Yeah,
too. You were inside.
I even got
inside.
You're
sitting there
going.
Inside, you're sitting there going, I can't fucking wait.
Yeah,
I'm gonna scream my face off, and then everyone does it with you, and you're like, this is great. This is a reaction that, I mean, that's just it's such an iconic film and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
But being able, the fun thing about having that kind of community thing is that people talk. And the one thing that was great is because we had kind of a pre-screening of the film in the theater, which was really cool.
fun.
Really fun. I mean, a real theater. They actually were playing Mission Impossible, and they halted it for the night for our film, which is kind of awesome. Sorry, Ethan Hunt / Tom Cruise, but I still love you.
Move over.
Yeah.
Move down the bench.
Move down the bench.
Tiny one can take the hit.
Tiny one can.
You can take that however you will, Tom. I don't know.
Yeah, no, Tom, you're cool.
Justin's short too, so it's okay.
Yeah. But people were coming up to me after the film and they were saying, "Here's my theory. Wait a minute, what happened with? But does that mean? So wait?" And they questions, and it was.
And some of these guys would just like scream and run away.
It wasn't just questions, but they were like pressing questions.
Yeah.
People really wanted to know. They really wanted to figure out, like, yo.
Because there's a lot of there's like a lot of I don't know if loose ends is the right word.
There's
but there's a lot of things that you don't know.
There's a lot
that
of
happen with the characters,
right.
with relationships, all
and
things.
It's interesting because if you watch the film again, you pick up on things, and you watch the film again, and oh wait a minute, oh what's that look?
Yeah.
Could they? Oh.
Yeah.
What if? And you start to pick up
yeah.
all the details, and it's one of those
within
things
the
if you
subtleties.
rewatch it, it's the subtleties, and it's very specific in the subtleties. And I mean, even before we started filming, I had picked up on how this film was kind of going to have so many small parts. Because Stephen Orlo, the director, he was really
which when he comes back, the three of us should. Would love to talk to him about it. Like his process.
Should have him on board. He's quite the trip.
Oh, what a trip!
Oh, what a trip! But yeah, no, all time. But he, you'll get that one later. He, we really talked in depth about the movie and character on a lot of levels and a lot of stuff. And so I really wanted to, in the film, make moments of subtleties, make things where you see it for the first time and you're going to go, okay.
Yeah.
But then you'll think about it later and you go, wait a minute. Or you'll watch the film again and you go, oh, he must be thinking, or, that's a plan. Or, you have different thoughts. And that's what I love about this kind of film and that kind of character is the rewatchability, if you will.
Yeah. Well, I know that. All since I've actually become more involved as time has gone on.
Absolutely.
And from seeing where it was like after the one of the rough cuts.
You had a relatively rough cut. Yeah.
Yeah. And it wasn't, and you and Stephen were talking over it, so I didn't really
Stephen
get a full
mostly kept going, and I was trying to shut him up.
I didn't see the full movie with uninterrupted until the screening, but as I've been a part of it, and now that I'm helping with the trailer and stuff for the future, it's actually seeing all the different subtleties within scene to scene, and even just listening to what Stephen is saying about the movie from behind the scenes aspect it's just so fascinating, what he's been able to get out on the screen.
Absolutely.
And even to know what you put into the character, even though a lot of it isn't seen or heard, it's just to know what your headspace is about the character and where he's coming from, where he's going, where he's been.
Definitely. And it's I did a lot of things and things that you don't they aren't known about necessarily.
But I think
for example, I know that Stephen, for example, is very influenced by Stanley Kubrick. It's one of his favorites, and so he has an element of that. For example, Harrison, one of your favorites is Tarantino. Yeah. And there's definitely aspects of your filming that has that sort of that Tarantino vibe.
Right.
And that's just the things that influence you. And so when he was talking to me about Kubrick and stuff in the past, and how he definitely wants in certain lighting aspects of the film, he wants that Kubrick. He wants that Kubrick vibe.
Very raw.
Yeah, very raw. And so one of the things I did, because we had very long days of shooting and stuff, I had to get up very early. Is I played the the opening sort of theme song to The Shining every morning to wake me up. And so
scary.
Yeah, it was just kind of one of those things. It was this is the trigger. As soon as I wake up, this is the character that I'm going to be.
Oh, so you made sure you were in it all day, kind of thing.
I call it 75% method.
Gotcha. The 75 meth.
Yeah, where there's 25% that's like,
Stay sane.
be normal, not, get too ridiculous with the whole staying in character thing.
Never go full method.
Yeah, never go full method. I think that it can be overdone, which is fine. If people need that and they come out with a performance that's unbelievable, I get it.
Yeah,
but
I think
you need a little bit of detachment from that to be able to listen to the director, to be able to listen to other people, to be able to be open-minded about, okay, if you do something and they want it different, you're not sitting there going, oh, the character is going to, because they can see other things that you can't see.
Right.
And I think it's important to be able to open yourself up to that so that you can actually create the best movie.
Right. And I think that's great. That's what I love about actors that like actually dive deep and they come up with like because I've seen directors like Guillermo del Toro is a perfect example. Like he'll come up with booklets for each character or for each actor and be like, this is your character.
Oh, yeah.
This is everything about him. This is like what he studied. This is the books they would read. This is the music they would listen to.
Very cool.
And so like, some directors do that.
Right.
But I think when an actor does that, and like I think when they do it, especially
There's more truth to it when it's actually portrayed.
And even if I like came up with that for my actors, like even if I did it or they decided to do it,
right.
I think that there's you get a more well-rounded character because the actor knows everything about it. Like I feel like having like a list of music and books that character would read, you understand. Like, oh, okay, and then you can actually kind of listen to those and kind of understand, and you're like, oh, okay, I see how this character behaves in his day to day or day to day.
Like one of Brad's favorite movies is Saw.
There you go. That makes sense.
Yeah, and you get it, right?
Right. Yeah, that makes total sense. And so I think when you like
those of you who will see the movie eventually will understand that as well.
But I think when the actor or the performer has that sense of like where the character is during it like within that person's life, it's like it grounds the character, and as a director you can
base
pull
choices.
You can pull more out of that, and the character when the actor has a more understanding of the character, they can. It's crazy how much more freeing they can be, because then they can make decisions that might not be on the page, but they're like, oh wait, this is actually, I feel like this is what my character would actually do.
Right. And I think that there is between actor and director, and I'm going to say this mostly because there's an actor here and a director here.
Where?
Yeah. Here's a mirror.
Whoa.
Yeah. There is a give and take that needs to go back and forth, and there is an overall idea and specifics that a director has to have for a film, and the best, in my opinion, the best relationship is where the actor will do exactly what the director wants, and then you do the next take, and the director says, okay, if there's anything that you want to add or change, let's give it a try. And then you can look at both. Then you can say, okay, this third take, I loved what you did there, but keep this. Yeah. And then you can start to create the best possible vision for a scene.
And that's what I would like to start doing more of that, because I've been doing a lot of like listening to interviews of directors, and Guillermo del Toro does that a lot. And like the one thing I like about him is that he does it. He'll allow the actors to have room to play, because there might not be something that he thought of, and he's like, oh, I like that.
Yeah.
And whereas Tarantino, everything has to be
specific.
If you don't do it,
unless you're Samuel L. Jackson,
right? But still, even still, like, everything needs to be to every period, every letter, and that's the same thing with the Coen brothers too. It makes sense,
though. It does make sense, because Tarantino's movies are a very specific type of film, and there's a reason why people go to see Tarantino movies. Right. There's a reason why he is such a phenomenal writer. There's a reason why his vision on shots and different things, they all come together. He's an incredible visionary, and I think that is a very specific thing. There was another movie, I think it might have been the remake of True Grit, where
Coen Brothers did it.
Where the dialogue was the one where the dialogue was very odd.
Are you talking about the one with Jeff Bridges?
I think so.
Because that's
where the kid gets bitten by the snake or whatever it was. Yes.
I don't remember the dialogue.
The dialogue was very odd. If you go back and rewatch the movie, the dialogue was very odd. I can't give you an example because I just remember it was very odd.
Yeah.
But that's very specific. There's no room for improv in something like that.
Like,
however, in other films like Fear and Desire, stuff like that, the great thing that Stephen allowed me to do, and as well as the other actors, is we played around with it.
Mhm.
I mean, we had great moments of it. We had one of my favorite scenes in it is improv. Basically, the whole thing is improv. The scene between me and Alex and the wood chopping part. That was
scene.
basically improv.
Yeah.
We had a little quick note type of thing, and then we talked about it a little bit, and we kind of just jumped into it. And we started doing a scene. We had to reset, and then we kind of went, okay, let's go with this. Let's go with this, and then we just had a quick little discussion about the direction of one little thing, and then we just did it. And it was none of it was actually written beforehand, really.
Right.
And it's one of my favorite scenes. It's great, and I was able to throw a little homage to my family in the in the moment, which is great.
It was great.
But it's that kind of give and take that a director and an actor can have that really, I think, creates for a majority of films. With the exception of certain types of films that really do need to be specific.
Definitely.
I think that's what really brings out the magic in a lot of films, and really allows for is that magic, that
it's that moment,
memorable scene that can come out of it.
It's that I want to use a different word than magic, but it just works. It's that magic that like lures you in, and
exactly.
you're
because
sucked
you
into
can
the movie.
you can do this, and a director can have a great idea behind something, but it might come out as obvious sometimes,
Right.
Or the way the actor is doing it, it might come off as obvious.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're able to have that sort of freedom to do what you want, it can be something that is new, something that's refreshing, something that people haven't seen before. People,
100%.
that's unexpected, and that's the great thing about cinema is the unexpected.
It's always unexpected.
Yeah.
All right, man.
I think
Well,
that's.
I think that's a great stopping point. We could probably keep going for another hour if we wanted to.
Easily.
But
I think that's a very good stopping point,
yeah.
because also I have to have a quick bite of food, because then we also need to, relating back to what woke me up this morning, is we need to go to the gym.
Yeah.
Today we're doing back and buys. It is going to be, it's just going to get nasty in there.
Yeah, I'm like
It's going to get,
half in, half.
oh, it's going to get so nasty. I need you to get fucking amped, dude. I need you to become a bro. I need you to get ready to lift things and then put him down, and then lift him up and put him down, because we're transforming you into the most fit director of all time, and that does not include obviously the actors that become directors and stuff like that, because some of them are ridiculous, but it's the director, just full-on director that becomes the number one fit guy. I need you to lift some shit today, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Fucking get
Fine.
amped. We're gonna. Oh my god, we're gonna be doing some. We're gonna be combining a couple things with heavy and lightweights and just shred it up.
Let's do it.
Yeah, that's what I'm fucking talking about.
Let's do it.
That's what I'm talking about. And with that, stay classy, San Diego.
Do you have any things you want to plug? Any?
Socials? I'll just definitely. Yeah, that's a good idea. Definitely, everyone stay tuned for Fear and Desire. If you want to see updates and stuff like that, obviously Instagram, mine is pretty simple. It's just Justin Dean Jones. It's my name, at Justin Dean Jones. Check it out. I throw updates for the movies, all that kind of stuff. The trailer will be coming soon. We're almost done. I think it's going to be really cool. I think it's going to be a really cool trailer.
Yeah. It's looking great.
We kind of had a little bit of a breakthrough, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, itty bitty movies.
Yeah.
We have an Instagram together that basically we're able to experiment, we're able to try things, we're able to do some funny stuff, some whatever, for itty bitty movies, on Instagram, and we're gonna have more content coming out for that soon. We're gonna be jumping on that a lot more now that
jumping on the content train.
Exactly.
So if you want to follow Justin, all the links will be down below for his Instagram.
Yeah.
You can check out. We'll let you know, like you said, when Fear and Desire trailer is out.
Definitely.
Follow Itty Bitty Movies if you want more great content from Justin and I. You can follow me on Instagram at Harrison.
And that other guy, Vin.
Oh yeah, Vin.
That guy.
I've been trying to get him on here, but
Yeah.
I don't know where he's aloof.
He is He's a goof.
Yeah. But as
Love
always,
that guy.
you can follow me on Instagram at Harrison Burger, Twitter Harrison C Burger. Subscribe to the video podcast and make sure you listen. Give us a like, thumbs up, rating.
All of the wonderful things, comments. If you have any questions or things
Yeah,
that you want us to talk about,
If there's questions
or-
that you want to ask Justin, you DM him. You can send your questions to the podcast. We'll forward them to him.
just dive right into those DMs with me. I'll get in there with you.
Yeah,
It'll be fun.
If there's things you want to hear talk about, if you want to see Justin back on here, let us know.
Yeah, I'd love to.
He doesn't live too far away.
I'm one room over.
And share the podcast with your friends, your family, anyone who you think would like to hear it. You can find us on. You can find me on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, Stitcher, wherever you can find a podcast.
I don't even know what Stitcher is.
Yeah, I guess it's a podcast thing. You
Okay.
can find me on Anchor, Castbox. Literally, the list goes on. The service I go
The list
through.
goes on and on.
It does. Anyway, thank you guys so much. I truly love and appreciate each and every one of you that listen. Thank you, Justin, for coming on.
Thank
really
you for having me
appreciate
on,
it.
even though
Thanks.
I learned about this like an hour ago.
Yeah, thanks for
I'm
really
really
popping
excited
in.
to see where this is going. And actually,
Yeah.
you know what? I am going to listen to it.
Aw, thanks.
Not because of you, because of me.
Okay.
No, definitely because of you. Because you're an entertaining bastard.
Yes! I'm a bastard. All right, guys.
Jon Snow.
Thank you so much. Have a great weekend. Have
Thank you,
a
everyone.
beautiful weekend. Enjoy it.
Yeah.
Live it up.
Go crush it out
Yeah.
there.
Go get what you want to get. Reach your goals.
Always.
Whatever drives you, find it and
Drive it,
follow it.
accomplish it, get that new goal, and just keep going.
Do it. You better do it. And
Boom.
and boom. That's a cut.
I pick it up, I put it down.